Okay, so I guess you guys have the HINcare's link already or in the previous email. So I guess they have basic understanding. So, but I think Reynold can briefly share how it works, and also actually, as I know, you guys work with 14 NGOs and then come up these solutions. So I guess in the operation or collaboration with NGOs, there should be some interesting to share.
Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, and Sarah, thank you very much for your interest in HINcare. So in case you haven't seen our app yet, basically it is a platform for matching people in need, okay, like elders, okay, to volunteers, okay. So in many situations, what we learn, okay, from many of the NGO-based centers is that it is not very easy to find the best helper or volunteer to provide the right services to the elders, for example. Okay, so say for example, they may need some people to help them to bring them to hospitals for regular check, or just bring them some lunch boxes. So our platform basically allows NGOs to join, okay, and also use our AI behind this, okay, to try to find the best helper, okay, who has the right talent, okay, to provide the service, okay, to the people in need, okay, including elders, okay, but also foreign workers or other people, okay, with the right kind of service. And based on that, they can earn time credits, okay, and use the concept of time banking, okay, to use the time credits to also acquire for other services or even exchange for gifts from the centers. Yeah.
So when you collaborate with 14 NGOs, right?
Right.
So how it works, or how the collaboration, any difficulties or some tips when you work with the NGOs?
Yeah, it's actually a very interesting adventure. We start this from 4 years ago, okay, in which we are only developing an app very customized for one NGO, okay. But then as more and more NGO partners come, okay, to ask us to provide a similar service of providing volunteering, okay, activity announcements, and also this kind of matching services to them, okay, we start to find that, okay, different NGOs have different issues. Okay. On the other hand, okay, we are able to observe that they have some common needs. Okay, so we don't want to rewrite every app from scratch. Otherwise, it is difficult to scale. So the first lesson we learned is that, okay, we want to have mainstream software, okay, which are able to provide the major functions which are common to all the NGOs. Okay, in our case, okay, all of them, okay, they will provide a list of services, but these services may be different. Okay, so we want this platform, okay, to be as flexible as possible. Okay, this is easy to say than being done, because at the very beginning we are only providing one software, very customized to NGO, which is Chun. Okay, but then, okay, as time goes by, okay, different NGOs have their different needs. Okay, they have some differences here and there during the whole time credit and time banking volunteering processes. So we have to understand all the needs, okay? And then on the other hand, it is, of course, okay, the best scenario is that you have one app tailor-made for everyone, right? But if you want to have a balance, okay, in terms of the development time, okay, and also the ease of scale this service to support more NGOs, then this trade-off of how to understand the requirement, I think, is very important. And on the other hand, I think one of the lessons we learned is we need to be successfully supporting one NGO first, okay? Don't be so ambitious and start with saying that we are supporting 100 NGOs. Right. Yeah.
So the first challenge is how to collaborate with NGOs, right? But I think when you have the app, the second challenge is how to deploy to the user. And as I know, your apps, the one of the major user is the elderly. So in you deploy it to the user, any challenges?
Yes, of course, there are many challenges. Okay, I think we have done an endless number of changes, especially the user interface to the app. Especially, okay, our target users, okay, primarily elder users. So they have difficulty to, first of all, okay, they may not read very well, okay, and also they may even have difficulty to even find the app, okay, is difficult. So some very basic function is already very difficult. But fortunately, our NGO partners are very supportive, okay? So after we develop the software, we develop some video and also have some very simple user manuals. And they also ask their employees or other volunteers to set up some street booths, okay, to teach the elders to use, okay. And also during in many of their activities, okay, bazaar, etc., they will set up a booth and try to attract new users to come by giving them some free time credits, okay, so as to encourage them to open their account and then start using that. And those elders, once they start to use it, okay, they will also be assigned duties to teach other elders, okay, in order to give them some confidence, okay, which is also part of the goal of the app. Is not just to treat the elders as the users, okay, receiving the service, but they can also serve others, right?
But any requirement on the device? Because at least like if we imagine an AI application, it should have higher requirement on their device, is it?
So that is also basically the question of how to make sure that the software can be applied to different platforms, right? And also because of different phone models, okay, actually this is also a challenge, okay, because we find that, okay, from time to time, okay, we have to update the operating system, okay, supporting the iPhone and also Android, and also at the same time they may change their requirements. So it's important that we have a good team, okay, even for just on maintenance. It's not just development, but after the development, you have to have a team to be very responsive, okay, to also fix any issues due to these updates of the phones or the software or operating systems, right?
Yeah. So I believe everyone here is from small or middle-sized NGO and maybe interest on apply like AI or some technology on you guys' service. So any suggestions or tips? Okay, if we want to apply it, so anything we need to consider, or is it something very expensive, or we need to consider like the data privacy, these kind of things?
Yes, of course. I think I have also attended some of the talks here, which are very interesting, okay, in which they demonstrate that AI can also be very interesting in different aspects, okay. But I think the most important thing, first of all, is to understand, okay, what you need first, right? Because not every AI, okay, is usable in all scenarios. In our example, okay, actually we start with something modest, okay. We just want to develop a simple app. Okay, we didn't have any AI in our mind because at that time, no one talked about generative AI, no ChatGPT, etc. Okay, but it's based on my knowledge and also discussing with the NGO. We know what their problem is. Okay, and then we step by step. Okay, we try to see whether some of the newer technologies can be used. Okay, and now actually we are also thinking about whether we could, for example, use a better user interface. Okay, because as I told you before, if you just have a simple user interface that allow users to click. Actually, some elders even have difficulty, right? So if it is possible to use AI to understand the speech, right, as an input, okay, to understand what they need to talk, they don't need to even click on anything. So I think that would be a good use of AI. And when you ask about the data issue, for example, I think it's very important, of course, okay? It is the responsibility of the software developer, okay, to try to make sure that the data will not be used in a bad way, right? But here I think this is also the trust issue, okay? Because if you don't trust the software developer, they cannot even see your data, then how can they serve you? Because AI, I think, is very, very closely related to data, right? Without data, actually without large amounts of data, ChatGPT doesn't work, right? So if you don't give data, okay, then those technical people cannot work out, okay? The data analysts, okay, cannot work a good solution for you, right? So it's not just that the AI is a product. The AI must depend on the availability of the data, but how much data should be passed, right? Should they be fully exposed to the third party, okay? Or just part of them by de-anonymize them, okay? So that you can have a high level of privacy and at the same time not decrease the utility. This is always a battle here, okay, a struggle, okay, to see how much data privacy, okay, you could relax, and at the same time you get the best out of it.
I think when you do HINcare, also some challenges or some consideration on the data, like whether the NGO they can share the data to each other, these kind of things.
I think that will be our next challenge. Okay, so currently the NGOs are happy because we are just serving one by one. Okay, serving them one by one. So virtually they don't see each other. Okay, they don't see each other data. But our next step is to try to see whether the time credits I earn by providing volunteering service to one NGO, can I apply it to another NGO? Can I take this time credit and get a gift from another NGO, for example? So this will require some kind of data sharing. And I think, okay, technically, okay, you cannot just based on some technical solution, but you need to have some other agreement, okay, non-technical solutions to help you, okay, to achieve that, okay. And basically, I think that the main principle is trust, right? How much trust you could delegate to the developer, to the NGO, okay, so they can collaborate with each other to some degree, okay. And I think that technically there are solutions for doing this, okay? Like many years ago, there are already things like private data mining, for example, right? Privacy-aware data mining and this kind of things, okay, in which people even talk about how can different banks, okay, share the data with each other so they know results, there's summary or summing up all the numbers without knowing the individual values, right?
But like if we want to apply like some AI model in our test solutions, so is it something they should train their own data and spend some time on it or some resources on it, or there is some existing model so that we can implement and then save some time?
So I think if there are some existing models which are trustworthy, right, then I think it's worth trying it, okay? Because I think many of those models from the commercial side, right, they have some customizable version in which they tell the user, okay, or the NGO that, okay, this software will not send the data out. Okay, so for example, ChatGPT also has this kind of version, right? So you don't have to worry that if you copy your very sensitive data and prompt to the ChatGPT, then ChatGPT will release it to outside, right? So they have this kind of customizable version, okay? But we have also tried this before. It's not so easy actually, okay? And also you have to pay for them, okay? It's not that cheap actually, right? As trial version, it looks very interesting toy, but then okay, well, once you are committed to it, okay, you will have to charge you, right? So there are also some other open source AI, right? Like for example, Llama, for example, okay, there's some open source model, okay? We have also tried that, okay? But if we apply to our own database, we find that it is a lot more difficult than we think, okay? The accuracy is not so good actually. So I think at this point there's still a lot of improvement, okay, that needs to be done, okay. It's really an opening and exciting era, but I think for the time being, okay, if you really need to have a bulletproof solution, okay, I think it's not easy to achieve, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's more technology is accessible, but I think more important is why we need to use the technology and how to apply it.